Good morning, children. Welcome to biology class. So, today we are going to start Unit 4 Diversity in Living Organisms, and the chapter is 5 Kingdom Classification. Children, you know that there are millions of different types of animals and plants, started from microorganisms to huge sized animals like elephants and whales are present on this earth. So the range of size is not surprising, but the structure is the most significant. To study diversity in living organisms, these animals they are grouped according to the increasing similarity from the less complex to the more complex types. So before we start with the diversity in living organisms, we should get familiar with the category levels of diversity like species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, and kingdom. So, what is a species? So, children, species means an organism of a particular kind whose members can interbreed among themselves to produce fertile young ones. So you know all that all individuals of a species they can normally breed among themselves. And individuals of particular species they differ from all other living beings. Like all house crows or all house cats of the world, they belong to one single species, but they have differences among them, but like their height, their color, and length of the tail, but they all interbreed. So they belong to a single one main species, and that is the Felis domestica. Similarly, the people of different countries or races they have different body features, yet they can marry and they can produce normal children. So all mankind today they belong to a single species and that is the Homo sapiens. Similarly, all people trees and all mango trees they belong to their respective species. So the horse and donkey they are of different species and they have numerous breeds and all breeds of horse and those of a donkey they can interbreed among themselves and they produce fertile young ones. But a cross between a horse and a donkey, though possible, does not produce the fertile mule. Humans they have practiced in producing mules for centuries, but several new types of crosses have been successfully tried in modern times. Here are some other examples of crosses between two different species. Like zebra, it mated with donkey, produces zinke with ears and back like throws of donkey and striped legs and hips like the zebra. So zinke is sterile in nature. So here see the picture of zinke. The tiger mating with the female lion produces tigon, which is also sterile in nature. Jeep is another example, and it is a product of goat and sheep, which is also a sterile. Tomato is a combination that produces potatoes underground and tomatoes above ground, but it also sterile in nature because it does not produce any seeds. So such crossing or interbreeding can occur only between two very closely related species and the offspring they are invariably sterile in nature. Now after species or before species comes a genus. It is above than species. So similar species constitute the next higher category and it is called as genus. Like children, you have all have seen crows around our homes. The hill crow, which is also known as jungle crow, it is different from the crow found on the plains or the house crows. Like size, color, and beak. The hill crow and house crows, they are of different species. They cannot interbreed, yet they are crows. These two kinds of crows belong to the same genus, and that is the corvus. Here is a jungle crow and the house crow. This is a jungle crow. This is a house crow. See the genus, it is corvus, but the house crow is a splendens and the Jungle crow, it is the macro ranches. Okay. After genus or before genus comes a family. So a group of genus or a genre with certain common characteristics, they form a family. Like for an example, lion, it is panther, leo, and the tiger, panther, tigris. They are of different species, yet they belong to a same genus, and the genus is Panthera. And another genus is Felis, which includes the domestic cat. They also share some common characteristics. Therefore, it is the larger cat family, Felidae, which includes a genus of lion and tiger and the genus of domestic cat. So before family comes the order, or we can say the group of related families, they makes an order. Like the cat family, Felidae, lion, tigers and cats, and the dog family, Nidae, dogs, foxes, jackals, etc. They possess some common features. So they make an order. And the order is carnivore. Before order comes the class, or we can say related orders makes a class. For example, the orders of different animals like those of dogs, cats, bats, whales, monkeys and even humans. They all have some common features like they have hairy skin and milk glands. So the particular class of the animals mentioned here is Mammalia. So before class comes a phylum, or we can say a phylum is the largest division in the classification of plants and animals. And the related classes constitute a phylum. For example, the classes of different animals like the mammals, birds, reptiles, frogs, fishes, etc. They together constitute the phylum Chordata, which have a notochord or a backbone. And before phylum is the kingdom. So kingdom is the largest division of the living beings, either the plant kingdom or the animal kingdom. So here is the drawbacks of the old two kingdom classification, because according to old classification which was given by Linnaeus in between 1707 to 1778, the entire world of living organisms, they were divided into two kingdoms, the Plantae, which includes the plant, and kingdom Animalia, which includes animals. But there are some drawbacks. For example, bacteria and fungi, they are also plants, but they do not have chlorophyll and they do not carry photosynthesis process. Some single organisms like Euglena, they cannot be exclusively called plant or animals because they have chloroplast also like the plants, and they have cell mouth to feed like animals, and the possess contractile vacuole for excretion. Bread molds, etc., they are multicellular, but they have nothing like roots, stem and leaves, and they do not bear any flowers or seeds, and they do not have chlorophyll. So the above three groups of organisms, now they are reorganized as distinct kingdoms like the Monera, Protista and fungi. And this together with the two other kingdoms, the Plantae and the Animalia, now constitute, and it is now called as five kingdom classification. So this is all for today, children. In our next class, we'll do five kingdom classification. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.